What's up? I got a raw 7 and 1 out of 5. It's annoying I have to say this at the start of every single one of my videos, as no one will trust me. And I did this by studying 2 hours a day, only 2 hours a day, and I was sleeping 9 hours a day. So I'll tell you how to maintain good sleep while being an O-level student with like your chemistry or Chinese teacher assigning you like so much freaking homework and stuff like that. So I wanna tell you why sleep is actually important first. Like why you should even watch sorry. Why you should even consider like trying to improve your sleep as an O-level student. So like if you're sleeping honestly like less than 7 hours a day as an O-level student, you have to realize that this means your brain is working at like 1% of its full potential. 1%. And this is actually the massive reason why so many students in O levels can't get good grades is because their brain is not freaking working properly, you know, and so it's a massive leverage, massive advantage, um, if you can sleep like 8 to 9 hours a day, or 7. Seven is acceptable, you know, because I know some straight A students who sleep 7 hours. Oh, by the way, almost every straight A student sleeps 7 or more hours. Never below that. Never below. I slept 9 hours, by the way. Oh yeah, I already said that before. But anyway, yeah. So your brain is barely functioning if you sleep less than 7 hours a day. So if you can get it, if you can sleep like 8 to 9 or 7 hours a day, then your brain would be like able to function at like 5% of its full potential, or 10% of its full potential, or like 20% of its full potential, which is like 20 times more. And no one else is going to improve their sleep. So you get a massive advantage from doing this, and you basically will skyrocket your grades. Like honestly, like at the start of this video, I said in my intro that I got my raw 7 while still sleeping 9 hours a day, right? And it sounds like I got raw 7 despite sleeping 9 hours a day, but it's really I got raw 7 because I slept 9 hours a day. Like this is the secret to my raw 7. I slept 9 hours a day. And I set aside like 10.5 hours per day for sleep because I took some time to fall asleep. Yeah, that's basically my entire secret. So how do you maintain good sleep as a O level student? Yeah, before that I wanna also talk about my story, which is basically like I didn't have good sleep all the time. Like sec one, sec two, sec three? Yeah, sec three. For this entire period of time I had like shitty sleep. I slept at like 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. You know, like 6 hours sleep or less. And it was horrible. Like I couldn't listen in class, couldn't function, my brain didn't function. Of course I didn't get good grades at all. I got only B's, C's, and sometimes even failed a subject. It got to the point where there was this one time in I think sec 1 or sec 2, I didn't know what the word factorization meant in math. I didn't know what it meant because I was so sleep deprived that I didn't freaking listen to the teacher explain what factorization meant. Which is insane. And I also had a point at sec 3 where I was another sleep deprived again because I was sacrificing my sleep to go to the gym for some reason, and I would basically not be able to listen in class at all. Like my history teacher would be talking about something. My history teacher's interesting as frick, by the way. And I would just be there like struggling to stay awake, and like I would be like banging my table, so banging my head on the wall kind of to try to stay awake. Like kind of lah. Maybe it's a slight bit of an exaggeration. my memory isn't that good because guess what? I was sleep deprived during that time. That's why my memory isn't that good. So yeah, sleep is really really freaking important. Oh yeah, the main point I was gonna make is that in sec 4 I did a few things that actually improved my sleep. I started sleeping 9 hours a day. I started doing the things that I'm gonna talk about in this video. And then my grades just improved, like skyrocketed. Not just improved, like skyrocketed. Like went from B's to C's and F's to like suddenly like I started getting A's in subjects that I into in geography. Like my geography I never got A's. I suddenly started getting it, and then my uh in my prelims I got like A1 for all of my maths and sciences except for I think physics. So what happened for physics was basically I got too carried away with a difficult question, and I didn't do like 20 marks worth of questions. 20 marks. I still got an A2. The 9 hour sleep buff is real. Okay. So in this video I'm gonna tell you how to sleep better as an O-level student. So the first most important thing is to set your sleep schedule. So set your wake up time. Sorry, 1 second. Bit of a runny nose. So set your sleep schedule. Set your wake up time and your bed time. And of course your wake up time is gonna be around like 6 a.m. or 5 something or 6 something. I don't know how long it takes for you to like go to school and stuff like that. But for most students it's 6 a.m., right? And so naturally if you wanna sleep 8 to 9 hours a day, you should be setting aside around actually 9 to 10 hours a day for sleep. Especially if you sleep like if you like take some time to fall asleep. So if you're sleeping at if you're waking up at 6 a.m., you should want to sleep at around 9 p.m. Seriously. You know, I slept at like 8 p.m. the few months every single day, the few months before my O levels. And right now I'm trying to sleep around 7:30. I'm in JC by the way. I'm still doing this. Okay, but anyway, yeah, you need to set a consistent wake and sleep time. This is like the biggest part of getting good sleep. It's just deciding on what time you're gonna go to sleep and what time you're gonna wake up. And another big part of sleep is also consistency. Sleep consistency. I can't spell consistency or whatever. This is consistency, okay? Don't mind I'm gonna write it again. Sorry. So you want to make sure you wake up at this time and sleep at the same time. Wake up at the same time, go to sleep at the same time. Every single day of the week, including weekends. That's the scary part, including weekends. And yeah, the bedtime is the scary part during the weekdays, the wake up time is the scary part during the weekends. But you need to maintain this on both weekdays and weekends. You need to wake up at 6 a.m. every single day and go to sleep at 9 p.m. every single day. That's what I did for like half a year, and I'm still doing it. It's probably a year already since I'm doing it. But yeah, the reason so like just consistency is just a very big part of sleep. Like if you have some sleep problems, like chances are it's just because your sleep is not that consistent and your body is just not used to you sleeping at random like times. Like people try to make up for sleep on the weekends by oversleeping basically, and like waking up like 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. or whatever time that's after 6 a.m. And it doesn't work because if you make up for sleep by trying to sleep more on weekends by changing your wake up time, you'll also by default ruin your sleep to an extent because your sleep is not that consistent. Right? There's quantity, but there's also consistency. Both of these are important as hell. So you want to be able to sleep 8 to 9 hours and doing it every single day, weekends and weekdays. Okay. And the thing is, the hard part is just starting to do it. Like after you start doing this, you'll feel amazing every single day and you won't want to go back. You'll be more productive. You'll feel more energized, you'll be more happy as a person. And the thing is, when you set aside this much time for sleep, you don't have to spend that much time doing homework because you're more productive. Like you're like 5 times, 10 times, 20 times more productive. That's how I was able to go from like 5 to 6 hours of day, like doing random shit and like trying to do my homework, but really I was getting distracted every 5 seconds, to actually studying like 2 hours a day. So like, and by the way, you get like disproportionate returns on your sleep. So it really, like, you do really save like several hours of your day every single day if you actually set aside more time to go to sleep. Because if you sleep for like, let's say like 6 hours right now, and you set aside 2 more hours for sleep and you sleep 8 hours a day, your studying time will probably go from 5 hours to like 2. You save like 1 hour every single day. Seriously, you do. So you shouldn't really be worried about, oh no, what if I don't have time for sleep. You will. I did. I still got raw 7. Come on, bro. The thing that I would suspect that you should be worried about, actually you shouldn't be worried about it, but you might be worried about, is that for the few days which it takes for your sleep to recover, because it will take some time to adjust to the new sleep schedule, and during that time your sleep would not have improved that much, but you would have put in the time and effort to sleep earlier, which means that during those like during that 1 week period after you sorry during that 1 week period after you try to improve your sleep, you're probably gonna have to like have a lot less time to do your homework. And so that's the main worry. So what I would suggest is you can try doing this during a holiday or over the weekends, like so that you can have more time. Okay. And what I basically did to improve my sleep is that I just started waking up at 6 a.m. on weekends, on weekdays. Of course, you already sleep at 6, wake up at 6 a.m. by default on weekdays, but on weekends and holidays, and I just forced myself to wake up every day, even if I like slept earlier, if I slept at like, so even if I slept later, if I slept at like 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 or whatever time, because you couldn't see me for that few seconds there. Alright, now you can. Even because I was like doing some homework or whatever, I would still force myself to wake up at 6 a.m. because consistency is also an important part. And then if I instead wake up at 7 a.m. or like later and try to make up for sleep, once again, the stupid thing that everyone does, I would not be able to fall asleep. And then my sleep will be inconsistent. And if I'm not able to fall asleep, I wouldn't be able to wake up at 6 a.m. the next day. And then I wouldn't be able to fall asleep again. And so it's dumb. Like, ruining your sleep is dumb. Ruining your sleep consistency is dumb. You wake up, you go to sleep at the same time every single day, and make sure it's enough sleep as well, 8 to 9 hours. So yeah, this is the best thing you can do for your sleep, is to just decide on what time you're gonna go to sleep and what time you're gonna go to bed. And you can set an alarm as well for like to remind yourself to go to sleep. You can set it like 30 minutes, 1 hour before you actually have your bedtime, so that you're reminded to like wind down and like brush your teeth or take your hot shower or whatever things you do before you sleep. Because obviously you're not gonna immediately like be able to go to sleep, right? You know, if you're scrolling on social media or doing some work, you're not gonna immediately, oh, it's time for my sleep, I'm gonna just jump into bed, right? You're gonna have to change your clothes, you're gonna have to do some things, whatnot, before you actually go to sleep. So, yeah, this is one thing you can do. Another thing you can do is actually, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to this actually, but I already erased it, but you're gonna have to also deal with, like, some level of uncomfortability if you're gonna do this during the holidays, because like what I did was to improve my sleep was basically during the holidays I had like shitty sleep. I was like sleeping at 1 a.m. and I'm waking up at 10 p.m. Sorry, 10 a.m. Very, it's not that bad in terms of quantity, but eventually I'm gonna have to, wake up at 6 a.m. again, so my sleep will be screwed up. So what I would do is what I did do is I just one day I just forced myself to wake up at 6 a.m. And then I dealt with like the pain and the uncomfortability and the tiredness for like one day. And then suddenly I was able to sleep at like 8 p.m. And then now my sleep schedule, and then I keep sleeping like this every single day. And then my sleep schedule is fixed. And so you can do a similar thing on the weekends or on the holidays. But basically, yeah, I already told you to basically do that if you're setting your wake up time and your bedtime and you're trying to be consistent in it every day. Okay, so let's now get down to specific strategies to how you can improve your sleep. So, eye mask is massive. Like, those light that comes in like at the side of your curtains, and also the light coming from your LED aircon controller or your aircon or whatever. Those like small bits of light can actually massively screw with your sleep. So eye mask is quite important. You also fall asleep faster, which is nice. What else did I do to improve my sleep? Oh yeah, dim the lights before, during, and after sunset. So in Singapore here, our sun sets around 7:30 p.m. So around 7:30 p.m., I would just dim all the lights in my house. Like my phone's blue light filter, I scheduled it to turn on at around this time. My computer's blue light filter will also turn on. I would just turn off all the bright overhead lights, the bright lights that are above your head. Turn all of them off and replace them with like reading lights. But for me, I don't replace them with any lights. I just stay in the darkness. I like it. But if I was forced to be in a place with bright artificial lights that are over my head, I would actually use this thing. It's called a sunglass. Or you can also use blue light blockers, but they're expensive and no one has them. So these are sunglasses that I would wear. I would wear them like this and I would look weird as hell, but I don't care. Because my sleep is good because of it. I know. Yeah, I would literally wear sunglasses after the sun sets. Like, if I was forced to be in a place with a lot of bright lights. So that's one thing. What else? What else is there? Oh yeah, cold. Make sure your temperature is cold. Like the temperature of your room is very very cold. Like, I set my aircon temperature to like 20 degrees Celsius, which might be too cold for you for some people, but like, it's good for me. I find that I can't like fall asleep in warm conditions. What else is there? Another thing is mouth tape. I know, sounds weird. I will explain. So I would have this tape right here. I actually have it right here. It's called surgical micropore tape. Get the surgical micropore tape. Or just surgical. Yeah, actually no, surgical micropore tape, because this is tape that's safe to put on your skin. So I would just take a piece of this. I would like tape it on my mouth to tape it shut, just to prevent mouth breathing, which screws with your sleep. It's also not good for your health because mouth breathing means that a lot of like the illnesses, the viruses will be more easily able to enter your body, because the not the immune system, the what, how do I say this? Like what I learned this from a Dr. Andrew Huberman episode. So basically, if the viruses go through your mouth, like the body is less able to fend it off, because like as compared to if they go through the nose. So nose breathing is just really healthy in general, and it's also very good for your jawline. You know, the mewing motherfuckers, the freaking hilarious. It's quite funny though, but yeah, you can put mouth tape and you keep it on when you sleep, and of course at first it's gonna be quite hard to keep it on. You're gonna have to. You can't breathe through your nose because your nose is blocked. By the way, your nose is blocked because you're not breathing through your nose, and you're not breathing through your nose because your nose is blocked. So like you have to break the cycle by just trying your best to breathe through your nose. My nose is also quite blocked, so you do this. Maybe the first few days you're gonna be forced to like take it off because you can't breathe through the tape. But after a while, you'll be able to sleep with the tape on, and then you'll be a nose breather, which is good and healthy and for your sleep and your body and your jawline. What else? What other tips do I have for sleep? Right. The most important tip. Sorry, second most important tip, because the consistency and the quantity are the most important tip. The second most important tip is just be tired. Sorry, be productive. Have a productive day where you're like tired. You exercise, you hit the gym, you spend several hours studying or working on something you're passionate about. Your brain is tired, your body is tired, and you just feel tired and sleepy and you want to go to sleep. That's the best thing, second best thing you can do for your sleep, is just make sure your day was productive. But then again, to make sure your day was productive, you have to have good sleep in the first place. And so that's why just ensure your quantity and your consistency, and your sleep will be a lot better. And you'll be able to have more productive days, you'll be more tired when you go to sleep, and then your sleep will get better as well. So yeah, I hope this video is valuable. If you want me to personally help you get A1s without sacrificing your free time, scroll down and click the top link in the description below right now, and I will make sure that you'll see those A1s on your report card when you report to school to receive your O-level results, maybe a few years or a year. Sorry, maybe a few months or a year from now. So scroll down and click the top link in the description below right now. Give me any criticism or feedback in the comments below so that I can improve, and I wish you a good day, man.